During last lecture, we discussed about the difference between homonuclear and heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about molecular orbital theory for heteronuclear diatomic molecules. There are three heteronuclear diatomic molecules included in syllabus: nitric oxide, carbon monoxide and hydrochloric acid, HCl. So first of all, we are going to discuss the concept of molecular orbital theory applied for nitric oxide, that is NO. So in nitric oxide there are two atoms, nitrogen and oxygen, and nitrogen belongs to 15th group. It is a 15th group element. Its atomic number is 7, and in outermost shell there are 5 electrons. Its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. In outermost shell there are 5 electrons. Oxygen belongs to 16th group, and there are 6 electrons in outermost shell. Atomic number of oxygen is 8, and its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1 and 2pz1. So in this way, in outermost shell there are 6 electrons. At the time of formation of chemical bond, only outermost electrons are involved, or valence shell electrons are involved. So in both the cases, in case of nitrogen as well as in oxygen, electrons present in 1s atomic orbital, these are not involved in the process of bond formation. Again, you know that oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen, because electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5 and that of nitrogen is 3. Oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen, and therefore atomic orbitals of oxygen have lower energy than the atomic orbitals of nitrogen. Atomic orbitals of oxygen have comparatively less energy, and these are more stable than the corresponding atomic orbitals of nitrogen. And therefore oxygen has more contribution towards the formation of bonding molecular orbitals and less contribution in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbitals. On the other hand, nitrogen, being a less electronegative than oxygen, it has greater contribution towards the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital and less contribution in the formation of bonding molecular orbital. And this can be known by LCAO principle. So according to linear combination of atomic orbitals, psi b, that is wave function for bonding molecular orbital, it is equal to x psi n plus y psi o, and x and y, these are the coefficients showing the contribution towards molecular orbitals, and y is greater than x. Now from this equation it is clear that atomic orbital of oxygen has a greater contribution in the formation of bonding molecular orbitals, because psi is greater than y is greater than x. So psi a, that is wave function for anti-bonding molecular orbital, it is equal to y into psi n minus x into psi o. Here atomic orbital of nitrogen is having more contribution towards the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now the molecular orbital diagram for nitric oxide molecule. In molecular orbital diagram, energy increases from bottom to top, and to the left side atomic orbitals of nitrogen are shown. To the right side atomic orbitals of more electronegative oxygen or atom, that is oxygen, are represented. And at the center of this molecular orbital diagram, molecular orbitals of nitric oxide are represented. And you know that at nitrogen there are three types of orbitals. In innermost shell there is a 1s atomic orbital. It has the lowest energy. Then in second shell there is a 2s orbital. It is having more energy than 1s orbital. And there are 3p orbitals having higher energy than 2s orbitals, and the 3p orbitals are 2px, 2py and 2pz. These 3p orbitals are degenerate, means they have a equal energy or same energy. Similarly, oxygen is also having 1s atomic orbital, but the energy of 1s atomic orbital of oxygen, it is less than the energy of 1s atomic orbital of nitrogen. This is because oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. This is the 2s atomic orbital of oxygen. It is also having less energy than the 2s atomic orbital of nitrogen. And these are the 3p orbitals of oxygen, that is 2px, 2py and 2pz. These 3p orbitals, px, py, pz, they have again identical energy, but its energy is less than the corresponding 2p atomic orbitals of nitrogen. Now the 1s orbitals of both the atoms, these are not involved in bonding process, and their interaction is treated as a non-bonding, represented by kk. But 2s atomic orbital of nitrogen combines with 2s atomic orbital of oxygen with same sign wave function, that is called as in-phase combination. It results in the formation of sigma 2s bonding molecular orbital. Similarly, out of phase combination between 2s atomic orbital of nitrogen with 2s atomic orbital of oxygen results in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital, which is having more energy, and it is represented by sigma star 2s. Similarly, the in-phase combination between two 2pz atomic orbitals of nitrogen and oxygen results in the formation of bonding molecular orbital, that is sigma 2pz. Actually 2pz orbital, it is oriented along the internuclear axis, that is I explained in previous video. It results in the formation of sigma 2pz molecular orbital, bonding molecular orbital. At the same time, out of phase combination between 2pz atomic orbital of nitrogen with 2pz atomic orbital of oxygen results in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital, represented by sigma star 2pz. In phase combination between 2px and 2py atomic orbitals of nitrogen and oxygen respectively results in the formation of bonding orbitals, that is pi 2px and pi 2py, because there is a lateral overlapping between 2px and 2py orbitals. Similarly, out of phase combination between 2px and 2py orbitals of nitrogen and oxygen results in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbitals pi star 2px and pi star 2py. So this is the molecular orbital diagram for nitric oxide molecule. Now we start the filling of electrons. At nitrogen there are 7 electrons. This is the first electron, second electron, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. At oxygen there are 8 electrons, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So these are the electrons of nitrogen and oxygen. Now electrons present in inner shell, they are not involved in bonding process, whereas in outermost shell of nitrogen there are 5 electrons and in outermost shell of oxygen there are 6 electrons. So altogether 11 electrons are involved in bonding process. So these are accommodated in various molecular orbitals like this. So first, second, these 2 electrons accommodated in sigma 2s orbital, which has the lowest energy. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Here Hund's law of maximum multiplicity is applied, and 11th electron. 11th electron is accommodated in pi star 2px, and this is the filling of electrons. So in this way electrons are filled by considering Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's law of maximum multiplicity, and above order. According to above order, electron prefer to accommodate first in lowest energy orbital. So here in nitric oxide molecule, there is one unpaired electron which is present in pi star 2px antibonding molecular orbital, and therefore nitric oxide molecule is a paramagnetic. Now electronic configuration of nitric oxide molecule is, this is the non-bonding KK, it is non-bonding shell. Then sigma 2s2, there are 2 electrons in sigma 2s. Then sigma star 2s2. Then sigma 2pz2. Then pi 2px2 equal to pi 2py2 and pi star 2px1. So this is the electronic configuration of nitric oxide molecule. Now the bond order means number of bonds between two atoms. Its formula is number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding electrons upon 2. Now in outermost shell molecular orbitals, total number of bonding electrons are, so 2s2 it is a bonding, 2p sigma 2pz, pi 2px and pi 2py, these are also bonding. So 6 plus 2, that is 8 bonding electrons are there, and sigma star 2s2 and pi star 2px1, that is there are 3 anti-bonding electrons. So 8 minus 3, number of bonding electrons are 3, number of bonding electrons are 8, anti-bonding electrons are 3 upon 2. When it is solved, it is 2.5. It means bond order is 2.5. Meaning of this is, in between nitrogen and oxygen there is a 2.5 bond order, means 2 bonds are the sigma bonds and there is one half bond or partial bond. So nitric oxide is a paramagnetic molecule, and important thing is nitric oxide, it is more stable than nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Basically in nitrogen and carbon monoxide bond order is 3 in both the cases, and in nitric oxide bond order is 2.5. It is expected that nitrogen and carbon monoxide, they should be more stable than nitric oxide, but unexpectedly nitric oxide, it is more stable than nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Reason for this is, there is one unpaired electron in pi star 2px anti-bonding molecular orbital, and this unpaired electron, it is equally or evenly distributed between nitrogen and oxygen. Actually electronegativity difference between nitrogen and oxygen is not that much. Electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5 and that of nitrogen is 3. Because of less electronegativity difference, the unpaired electron of anti-bonding molecular orbital, it is evenly distributed between two atoms, that is nitrogen and oxygen, and this is the reason for more stability of nitric oxide as compared to nitrogen and carbon monoxide. And this is about the molecular or orbital diagram for nitric oxide. The highlighting points for this molecular orbital diagram is, there is one unpaired electron, and because of this it is a paramagnetic. Its bond order is 2.5, and nitric oxide is more stable than nitrogen and carbon monoxide, even though its bond order is 2.5, whereas in case of nitrogen and carbon monoxide bond order is 3 in both the cases.